This is Will Nunziata, New York City-based director and creator of theater, television, and film. And today I am thrilled to be speaking with the acclaimed entrepreneur, Andre D. But before we get to our interview, here's a sneak peek at one of the artists he represents, acclaimed rapper, Uni.
Hey. Okay. Okay, cool. Okay, cool. Lot of dirty fingertips on everything a nigga do. Niggas on my neck like where the bitches, boy, it's not the move. Niggas love to hold the eyes and oohs like I'm not awesome too. Put the people around me in position like who's locking who. Rocking with my foolies, oh my gosh, you know the stock improved. Rocking like I keep.
Well, hello, Andre D. How are you?
I'm doing great, Will. How are you?
Andre D, doing so much better now that I'm finally speaking with you. And I told you offline, I don't get to speak with a lot of managers and representatives of artists on this app, but I'm so excited when I do because, as I told you, I have spoken with at least over 800 artists already from all over the world. And to have special people in their lives who represent them is truly rare. And we just got a sneak peek at one of the artists, acclaimed rapper Uni, that you represent. I want to know for you, first and foremost, Andre, what is it about representing artists that you love most?
For starters, I'll kind of go back to what you said. I was shocked to even be here because as managers, we're typically in the background. So I was surprised that you guys were even interested to talk to me as a manager. But as a manager, one thing about me is I'm just someone that absolutely loves music. It's in my blood, it's in my veins, it's what I think about all the time. And, I don't consider myself to be a creative. And when you're able to pair, you find some artists where you just think they have all the skills, all the tools, they're doing all the things that really interest you. And you find out, hey, I can actually help their career and they can reach heights of my favorite artists. That really just sparks a fire inside of you to where you can directly affect how things play out for them. And that's what gets me up every morning.
And I love that, Andre. I mean, you're coming from a place of not only obviously having business savvy, but you love music. Like the fact that you also love, and frankly, I'm gonna challenge you. I think what you do is being a creative. I think you have to be incredibly creatively savvy to be able to navigate the career of an artist. I think it's an art form in and of itself, truly.
Yeah. As I kind of think about that, and you're saying that, it is true. You have to literally roadmap things out a lot of times. An album release or even a song release, consistently figuring things out.
You're painting a canvas for the artist. That's what you're doing.
That's very true. No, you've got a great point. Okay, I'll take some creativity points.
You're welcome. Now listen, Andre, I want to know specifically about Uni. What is it about Uni's talent that you think is so singular?
The thing that starts with Uni that is very personal to me is we're also best friends. So we met each other when we were 15. He happened to transfer to the same high school I was at. We found out we lived like 5 minutes from each other. And it's been a journey there where I remember in high school thinking he was talented. He's leaps and bounds from there now. And at that point, it was just like, wow, this guy can really rhyme his words. That's literally all it took for me. I was like, wow, this guy's cool. And so maybe when we were 18 or so, I was just trying to help him out. And then I myself started diving into the music industry and started getting a little bit of influence, I guess you could say. And so from there, I've watched him develop from, wow, this kid can really rhyme his words to, wow, look at the way he thinks, and watching him in the studio. And I've seen him go from someone who had never been in the studio to be able to tell an engineer, hey, can you put this, plug in on my voice, or he's sitting in mixing sessions and he knows what's going on. So to see that growth and also be able to hear the product, that kept me, that sold me.
I love it. I love that. And now here you are on your journey with your childhood best friend, still best friends, but now it's a partnership. It's a business partnership.
100%. And I think it helps me to want to go harder because
that's right.
It's your best friend and it's one of your favorite artists.
I love that. Well, I can't wait for the Today Show interview when you're both winning, Grammy Awards and you get to explain the narrative behind it, because I love a good narrative, Andre D. Listen, I could speak with you forever. I want to just obviously let the audience know for more on the amazing Andre D. You can read more about him right below this video. Andre, if you could give advice to anyone out there who may be a performer, but are looking to get into the other side of things as an artist rep, what do you recommend to them to get their hands dirty in, experience, what?
Well, the first thing that I would say that I think personally is important is don't wait for someone else to give you the okay. A lot of people feel like, oh, I want to start managing an artist, but maybe I want to work underneath another manager first or something like that. And it's like, no, literally go online, maybe look up artists that are in your area. And if you absolutely love someone out there that's doing something, the chances are is that they need help, because so many artists are trying to make it. And especially when they're starting out, there's no one around to help them. And there's so many stories of artists that are just like, yeah, this one person just kept hitting me up, just kept hanging around, just offered their help in different type of ways. And the barrier to entry for something like that is literally non-existent. It's just about, hey, do I decide one day that I want to be a manager, that I want to be an artist helper? And artists are going to appreciate that so much when they're at smaller scales, because they need it. They don't have that person in their corner.
Absolutely, Andre D. Well, thank God artists have you in their corner, because not only are you business savvy, creatively savvy, but you're a good person. And unfortunately, that's rare in our business, that you have a combination of all of those things I just listed. And my final question for you, Andre D, is what are you most looking forward to as the world slowly but surely opens up?
Number one is touring. I haven't yet been on a major tour. I've been on very small tours, but last year during COVID, I was actually working with a major label artist, and we had like a whole world tour that was kind of surrounded around their album, and it got wiped overnight. So there's so many things that I have experienced. An actual realistic big tour, haven't done it yet, and I can't wait to get on the road.
Well, God bless you, Andre D. I'm so grateful you're coming on board this amazing new app, but even more grateful, selfishly for me, that we are now connected.
Absolutely. Thanks so much for having me. It's an honor.